Hook open with strong intrigue. He hadn't spoken to anyone in 6 days. His hands trembled from cold and hunger. And just when he thought he would die alone under a rusty bridge. A warm voice, carrying the smell of lentils and rice, called out to him. Sir, would you like to eat with me? What happened next not only saved his body, but rescued a soul on the edge of giving up. If you believe in the power of kindness to change lives, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to Everyday Grace, because today's story is one you'll never forget. Part 1. The Man Who Disappeared. From the world Nathaniel Cole hadn't always been invisible. Years ago, he was the kind of man who held doors open, who made people laugh at work, who used to sing in the shower on Sunday mornings. He had a daughter who called him Super Dad, and a wife who packed his lunch with little handwritten notes tucked between sandwiches. But that was before the accident, before the call in the middle of the night. Before the drunk driver ran a red light and shattered his world into 1,000 pieces. His wife and daughter were gone in an instant. And Nathaniel. He didn't know who he was anymore. He tried to go on, tried therapy, even joined a support group, but grief is a slow poison. One day you're holding it together. The next, you can't get out of bed. He lost his job. Lost his home, and eventually he lost the will to fight. For 3 years. Nathaniel wandered. Sleeping under bridges, panhandling with eyes that no longer hoped anyone would stop. People passed him like he didn't exist. He told himself he didn't care, but every night he still clutched the little picture of his daughter, creased, faded, but the only piece of love he had left. Part 2. The Girl Who Saw Through the Darkness. A few blocks away. 23-year-old Layla Rivera had started something small. She wasn't rich. Not even close. She worked part-time at a diner and lived with her grandmother in a tiny apartment. But every Sunday, without fail, Lila cooked extra meals. Her abuela had taught her, if your pot has enough for you, it has enough for one more. So Lila made a promise to herself. Every Sunday, she'd take a warm, homemade meal and find someone who needed it more than she did. She wasn't trying to change the world. Just one person at a time. That's how she found Nathaniel. He was sitting under a rusted overpass near 8th Street, knees pulled to his chest. A man-shaped shadow. Most people walked past him, but Lila stopped. Hi, I brought some food. It's just lentils and rice, but it's warm. Nathaniel didn't answer. He didn't even look up. So she placed the food gently beside him and said, you don't have to talk. Just know you're not alone. She walked away. The next Sunday, she came back. Then again and again. At first, Nathaniel didn't touch the food. Then he began nibbling. Then eating. Then one day, he looked up and whispered, thank you. That was the beginning. Part 3. The meal that fed his body and his hope. Over the next few weeks, they talked, not much, but enough. Lila learned about his daughter, his wife, his pain. And Nathaniel learned something too, that grief doesn't make you unlovable. One Sunday, Lila brought him a worn coat her cousin had outgrown. Another week, she slipped a notebook into his bag and said, write something, anything, even if it hurts. He did. At first just scribbles, then full letters, long, raw, aching pages addressed to his wife and daughter. Layla read them when he allowed her to. She cried sometimes. So did he. Months passed. One chilly morning. Nathaniel stood waiting near the bus station. Clean-shaven. Wearing the coat Lila gave him. With a folded resume in his pocket. I'm going to try, he said. She didn't say anything. She just hugged him. Epilogue, a new beginning. 2 years later. A man stood outside the diner where Lila still worked. He wore a crisp button-up shirt. Had lines of age and wisdom on his face. In his hands was a homemade container of lentils and rice. Hey, he said when Lila stepped outside. I made too much. Want to eat with me? Lila froze, then smiled. She recognized him. Nathaniel had found a small apartment, got hired at a library, and began volunteering with grief support groups. He had even started writing again stories inspired by people like Lila. Every Sunday, he said, I bring food to someone else now, just one person at a time, like you did for me. Lila wiped a tear and laughed. Abuela would be proud. Nathaniel nodded. She should be, because one simple meal saved a dying man's soul. An ending message to viewers, in a world where so many people feel unseen, unheard, and unloved. Sometimes a hot meal and a kind word can be more powerful than any medicine. Layla didn't have much. She wasn't famous. But she gave what she had and it saved a life. If this story touched your heart, please like this video and subscribe to Everyday Grace for more real stories of quiet heroes and everyday kindness. Because you never know. Your small act of grace might just save someone's soul too.